Welcome to Human Resources for the People. It's a human capital revolution. If you like what you heard today, please like, share, and subscribe for more content about people-centered HR. Welcome back to Human Resources for the People. Today we're going to be talking about an employee who was fired for sleepwalking into a coworker's room on a retreat in a hotel and how they have no disability discrimination complaint. It's kind of funny, a little scary, but we'll get into it. The article today is from Constanji, Brooks, Smith, and Profetti. They're great. You can check out the article below and learn more, read more from them in case you're interested in this topic. This story starts off with Jennifer Harkey. She's an employee of a healthcare medical sales company. She's, attending a sales conference out of town, is staying at a hotel. She has dinner and drinks with a coworker, and then a male coworker is also having dinner and drinks at the exact same time. Male coworker comes home, is assumingly preparing for bed, and then Miss Harkey knocks on his door around midnight. Where it gets crazy, the coworker opens the door thinking that someone he went to the bar with, but it was his female coworker wearing just a cotton robe. Then the male coworker, asked what she was doing, but she didn't respond. She just went into his bed and pulled the sheets all the way up to her face and became non-responsive. This is a curious tactic for wooing the opposite sex. I'm not sure it works. I can't tell you for a fact, but it seems a little creepy. Just saying. Miss Harkey's coworker, male coworker, who was married, was super concerned about this and called his supervisor, called the director of human resources, both who I assume the supervisor attempted to wake her up, but without success. Then eventually hotel security came to the room and got her out and moved her back to the room. The female employee was apologetic, and Miss Harkey was apologetic and embarrassed, and Miss Harkey never made a sexual advance to him, according to the coworker. The next morning, Miss Harkey met with the director of human resources, and they talked about the night's events. And then Miss Harkey was suspended, paid suspension, which is just, stunning to me, but paid suspension. Miss Harkey reached out to her doctor to, get a diagnosis of what was happening, but they didn't have an appointment for another 2 weeks. Without waiting, and they shouldn't have, the director of human resources terminated Miss Harkey. Then Miss Harkey sued NextGen, saying that it was a violation of the ADA, the Americans with Disabilities Act, because they didn't accommodate her. I suppose I'm not sure. I'd have to go look specifically what the allegation was, because this is a very clear, cut and dry case as far as I'm concerned. The court found that it was misconduct and that she failed to meet the requirements of proving a disability, which it's not really required here. But she also failed to show the evidence that she was subject to an adverse employment decision because of her sleepwalking, but that she was fired for misconduct. This is pretty standard behavior from the part of the Human Resources Department. Fifth Circuit Court upheld the lower court's ruling, which, you know, it cited previous cases where employees were terminated for outbursts that were potentially caused by their disabilities. And in those cases, it wasn't the disability itself that uh, resulted in these employees being terminated, but the results of their disability. And they decided that it was the same thing for Miss Harkey. The employer has every right to uh, take action if someone is being if someone is acting with misconduct, regardless of their disability status. The law firm here contends that it's a big win for employers, and they're right, but it is a long-standing tradition of terminating for things that are as a result of disabilities. A while back, I've had a situation where an employee claimed that they had sleep apnea, and that's why they were sleeping in their chair. And unfortunately, we had to take disciplinary action as a result of their sleeping. Disabilities do not preclude you from doing your job. The point of the Americans with Disabilities Act is to, put you in a good place where you can eventually do your job well and do it right. And that's the great thing about the Americans with Disabilities Act. If you have interest in this, please share your experiences with disabilities in the workplace and when misconduct can occur. And as always, I'll see you around in the next video. If you like what you heard today, please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Have a great day. Goodbye.